Hello and welcome to Catch More Media. In tonight's show, we bring you coverage of the inaugural RiverMasters, fished on the beautiful River Yare in Norfolk. This exciting new event was put together with the help of local organisers Andy Sutter and Kevin Humphreys, with the draw taking place at the beautiful White Horse Inn in Chedgrave, just a short drive from the venue. And with the field made up of some of the UK's finest river anglers and a host of local experts, it was sure to be one hell of a battle. Every competitor picked up a goodie bag, made up of a Preston Innovations bucket and towel, a packet of Guru feeder special hooks, a Preston Innovations disgorger, a bag of dynamite baits friended hemp seed, a white Preston bait tub, 2 Feederland feeders, some Guru exchange distance feeders, a bag of dynamite marine halibut ground bait, and a feeder master range from Nisa Feeders. The competition got underway at 11 AM and it was soon apparent that small fish were feeding well throughout the match length. With many anglers targeting bigger fish on feeder, it was anyone's guess whether the winning weight would be made up of small fish or the venue's larger bream and skimmers. Some anglers were making themselves busy, catching heaps of small fish on pole tactics, while others were opting for a more patient feeder approach. When they caught fish, they were often quality, with several roach in excess of a pound weighed in on the day. A bit of glamour was certainly added to proceedings when Jade Watts from Score Fishing joined us to show the innovative Score Fishing app, which was to be used to help compile the results. We asked her to tell us a little bit more about the product.
Okay, so the Score Fishing app is basically an interactive scoring and results service. The app can be used for all types of fishing competitions, so from beat, free to roam, boats, peg. It can be used at the waterside. No internet connection or mobile phone signal is needed, and you can record as much information about each catch or bag weight as you want. Photographs can be added as well, and the results can be viewed on the app as well. It can be viewed as a leaderboard and images can be shown by angler. We also have a map view which shows the map of the locations, and that can be filtered down by sector, subsector and session, so you can view loads of information in different formats. As soon as the scores are entered, all the results are instantly available to the organisers, and if the organisers want, to the spectators and the competitors, and there's no faffing post-competition about sorting the results.
I decided to have a feeder match basically, fishing 2 lines, one probably about 48 turns of the reel, about 2/3 of the way across the river, and that was going to be my main line. And just to rest that more than anything, I had another line at about 20 turns, 22 turns, and I used that to catch a few roach, and it was productive. Every time I rested the main line, there were a few fish, three or four roach on the near line, and then that would peter out, and then I'd go back on the main line having rested it, and there was nearly always fish back on the feed when I went back. And I felt it was necessary to do that because of the clarity of the water. Those little skimmers soon back off the feed, and if you don't rest it, I think eventually, you know, you can end up with no fish in your peg. So it was important to rest it every 3/4 of an hour or so, and that was simple as that, really. A nice simple feeder match. Yeah, well, I'm 60 this year, and I've been fishing it since I was about 20. So 40 years. I can safely say I've never fished the same match twice, you know, and I fish here every week in the summer. So it's typical tidal fishing. You never really know what's going to happen. I know the river like the back of my hand, but at the same time, you know, it can fish much differently to how you think. Every tide is different, and over the years I've seen great many changes. When I was 20, it was all roach fishing and eels, and it was a matter of bringing a big bucket of bronze maggots and fishing a block end feeder because there was no bream here. And that went on for several years. Then there was a bit of a hard time, and we started to fish matches where we couldn't catch much, and matches were being won with 4 or 5 pound, and gradually those matches petered out, and we came off the river for 2 years. When we came back on it, when Keith Ford started to run matches again, I'm going back to probably now the late 80s, there were suddenly bream to catch, but not many. You'd catch 2 or 3 bream if you were on good pegs, and you know, and it was quite hard fishing still. But gradually, through the 90s and into this decade now, it's got better and better every year. And I think the quality of the water is now, and I'm talking about the whole Broads really, not just the river here. The quality is that it just remains a healthy river, and there's good fish stocks everywhere you go in the summertime. They start to show up a little bit like now when the cold nights start to kick in. But you know, the fishing is as good now as I've ever known it. The event today, the very first one, I hope there'll be many, many more. It's been well attended and really well run, very professional. Thank goodness the venue has lived up to its reputation today. By our local standards, it's been quite a hard match, but looking at the sheets, really most sections have had someone that's been in with a chance of winning it, and the sections have been nice and even. Everyone virtually fishing today has had a chance of winning their section. So that says a lot for the river, and yeah, immaculately run, very professional. I hope it goes from strength to strength.